Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Louise Robbins, and I would like to introduce Shelia Stubbs, running for Wisconsin State Assembly in District 77. As we begin, Shelia, please give an opening statement as to the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which qualifies you for this office, and why you are running for the State Assembly.
Well, first, thank you so much for this interview. I'm very honored to do that. I'm running for State Assembly for District 77 because this district deserves a fighter. I'm putting my positive work plus my experience to work. I'm a proven leader. I'm a fighter. I'm effective. I'm bold, and I'm passionate. The people of the 77th District expect someone who's going to stand up for education, increase education for all of the K-12 schools and our UW system, someone who's going to defend a woman's right to choose, someone who's going to protect our environment with clean air and clean water, someone who is going to secure the safety nets for our seniors and our most vulnerable population, someone who's going to give access to health care for everyone, someone who is going to prevent gun violence, someone who's going to stand up for tough gun control laws. I am that person. I am the person who will continue to be a fighter for District 77, someone who's going to listen to you, someone who's going to fight for you, and someone who's going to continue to be an advocate for you.
Assembly districts represent many different constituencies. How do you see yourself communicating with and balancing all of the interests involved?
Thank you very much. It is very critical that first and foremost you be a listener. I have been knocking doors throughout the district, and I'm in contact with the constituents. People are telling me at the door exactly what is important for them. They're telling me that the priorities are simply upside down. We spend more taxpayer dollars for Wisconsin prisons and the Department of Corrections than we do on our top world-class UW systems. They're also telling me, why did we refuse to accept Medicaid dollars when we could have had more families receiving services? So as I continue to knock on the doors, I'm going to continue to be a listener. All of the top priorities that I've selected have been priorities that I've heard listeners talk about. But most importantly, they've talked about we need a fighter, someone who can relate to us, someone who's going to speak up for us, someone who knows how to be a proven leader. That's what I've done. That's what I'll continue to do as I represent the people of the 77th District.
What do you believe is the most important issue to be addressed in the upcoming 2018-2019 budget debate, and why?
Education. I mean, I hear that at almost every door that I go to. I'm a special education teacher, so I know firsthand the importance of funding our K-12 schools and our UW schools. You know, we must turn back our system, our education system, to a top priority. We should not be taking taxpayer dollars and investing it more in prisons and the Department of Corrections than our education system. So I hear people say that if we're able to get people more educated, we'll be able to reduce the racial disparities and the poverties and all the negative connotations that come along with that.
How would you propose the state address the issue?
Well, first and foremost, we must begin to put our priorities together. And I think that's what we've not done very well as the state of Wisconsin. We must reach back the people. The people say education is a top priority. The people also have spoken very clearly and have said education. Besides that being a top priority, also the environment. We need to go back and we need to protect our environment. We must include climate change into our vocabulary to the Department of Natural Resources website. We must bring back scientists to tell us what's important and what's critical. So until we go back and listen to what the people say, we're not getting our priorities together.
What is another issue of great importance for the constituents in your district, and why is it important?
To ensure access to health care for everyone. You know, as I knock on doors, I'm talking to seniors, I'm talking to mothers, and they continue to say, why are we not providing health care for everyone? They've even gone as far as to talk about other countries. Sweden and Canada and Germany are some of the countries that I've heard them talk about. Why can't we in the United States of America, given this time, be able to ensure access to health care for everyone? And when we do that, we're able to provide more mental health services, services for substance abuse, That's how we get in front of some of the crises that we have right now, like the opioid crisis. Let's begin to accept all the Medicaid dollars to the state of Wisconsin, and we could begin to reach some of those critical needs of constituents such as mental health and substance abuse and addictions.
How would you address the issue in addition?
In addition, I'll stand up for policy. I mean, that's one thing that I'll do right away. I'm a fighter. I will stand up and take those hard votes. I will continue to advocate for an expansion of Medicaid dollars into the state of Wisconsin. It's also important to continue to advocate for the constituents of the 77th district. Let's continue to stand up and bring dollars for education back to the state of Wisconsin by prioritizing where they should be spent. Taxpayer dollars, again, should be spent on education and not at the Department of Corrections and not on prisons.
What one or two policy issues do you see yourself having special knowledge in or needing to gain more knowledge in, and how will this focus benefit your constituents?
Absolutely. Criminal justice reform. I consider myself a champion at that, creating a community restorative court here in Dane County that's over 98% successful. It focuses on 17 to 25-year-olds that's in our community that commit a crime. They're given another chance. While they're given this chance, they're also being able to reduce the harm. They're being able to restore back practices back in our communities. Victims have a say in this process. It's called restorative justice. And it's time that we begin to allow the community to have a say in the process. This is the only community court in the world that does not have a judge. We've done it the Dane County way. We've allowed criminal justice partners with our district attorney's office, law enforcement, our sheriff's department. We have over 61 jurisdictions in Dane County that are going to be our partners. So that is one that I can say has been very proven. In addition to that, I stood up and I introduced a sexual harassment resolution requiring all 30 Dane County departments receive mandatory training. All of our interns, that includes our youth from the Boys and Girls Club and our other youth that are in any internships, Simpson Street Free Press, our limited term employees, supervisors are doing this training. So those are two areas that I've stood up for right away. And I've also believed in protecting our lakes. You know, in South Madison, we had record levels of flooding. And I can say firsthand what it was like to visit constituents' home and see the damages. And so I know firsthand that we have a number of constituents that cannot afford insurance, flood insurance. So we need to begin to work to create policy where we're able to help our most vulnerable populations.
What assembly committees do you wish to serve on and why?
Absolutely. Education. Absolutely education. As a teacher, I have experience, and I think that makes a big difference. When you're going there, you don't have to talk about what people say. You know firsthand as a special education system, special education teacher, we know that system has definitely been broken in so many ways. And I want to go there to help reform. In addition, criminal justice or Department of Corrections. I'm a former senior probation parole agent of 8 years. I specialize in mental health and domestic violence. So those are two committees that I've said. And I think once elected, I listen to the rest of the constituents. Where else does it make sense to serve? On committees, is environment the other committee? Is it insurances? But I think when I get there, that'll be the other opportunity that I'm going to allow community to help me with.
Without attacking your opponents, what do you think distinguishes you from them and makes you the best candidate to represent your district?
Absolutely. But first and foremost, we welcome other candidates into this race. This seat has not been open for 20 years. And I am a proven leader. I have experience. I have 13 years experience as a Dane County Board supervisor, actually advocating for budgets, balancing over $500 million budget each year. I'm a bold leader. I'm a fighter. I'm a neighborhood organizer. I'm an advocate. So I've been doing this work for many years. You know, that was installed in me to always go and help communities that are struggling. One of the things that I've done moving over in Bridge Lake Point, I live in an at-risk community. That when I moved there, it was full of gangs and drugs and crimes. I still live on that street because my mother taught me how to roll up my sleeves and go to work and help communities that are at risk. That is very important for me in this race.
You may now have 2 minutes for a closing statement.
Absolutely. Well, as a county board supervisor, I could say that I'm a proven leader. I've beat a 2-term incumbent. I am a fighter. I'm effective. I'm bold, and I'm passionate. I am the person who would go over to the state capitol on day one, and I'm ready to do this work. You know, this is not the time to hire, or this is not the time to elect a representative who does not know what to do on day one. I have the experience. I'm a fighter. I'm bold. I'm effective. I'm a proven leader. I have the endorsement of the retiring state representative, Therese Brosseau, and 55 others. I have their endorsement because they know I can get the job done. So I'm asking you for your support on August 14th to go out and vote for me, Shelia Stubbs, as the next state representative for District 77.
I want to thank Shelia Stubbs for speaking with us, and you, the viewing audience, for taking the time to know your candidates. As with every election, please vote. The 2018 fall primary, including District 77 of the Wisconsin State Assembly, is on Tuesday, August 14th. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.